Welcome, beautiful people, and thank you for joining us on Till the Wheels Fall Off, a podcast by Two Faux Couple. I'm Matt.
And I'm Paige.
And we're here to inspire others, to bring you guys into our lives and tell you a little bit about our journey. Over 20 years together, we've learned a few things.
We're going to work toward being the best version of yourself possible. We're going to dig into building a positive mindset, discuss mental health, addiction recovery, improving fitness, building businesses, and insight into what it takes to navigate life today.
Welcome back to another episode of Till the Wheels Fall Off, where we are fighting COVID.
Sorry.
So last week, was it last week? No, feels like forever now. I came down with it. I woke up one morning, not feeling good, running fever. And I'm like, oh crap, I got the flu. So I went and got a flu test, and they tested me for RSV and COVID, and it came back positive for COVID. So 2 years we had skated this deal. And it finally came and landed in our household. Thanksgiving, it cleared up that morning. I was negative. All was well. And then I guess, Saturday morning? This is Sunday. Saturday morning, Paige wakes up not feeling well, and she tests positive too. So now we're passing it around, and she's being a trooper. I'm going to bring the energy today because she cannot be expected to right now because I know how I felt.
Excuse the voice. I'm trying my best, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Got a little more of a baritone to you today.
Just a little bit.
Gosh. But you're sticking with it, and that's what's important. So today we are talking about, marriage in a general sense, but I think more than anything, what has made our marriage successful and our relationship successful? And it's something that we get asked about a lot. We've been together since we were 14 years old.
Oh, dang.
We're knocking on the door 40. We've got experience here and how to make things work because we've been through it all. This is like going back to our introductory episode about peeling back the curtain in our lives. This is probably one of many episodes that we'll record about what we think makes our relationship successful and what can make your relationship successful. So having said that, I was doing some research, and everyone's heard the statistic that half of all marriages end in divorce. And it happens that's true. Actually, it's true. It's a little less than 50%. It was like 47 or 48, but let's just call it 50. 50% of all marriages end in divorce. And that still blows my mind to think about. So then I started looking into, so I wonder if anyone keeps track of the reasons, and they do. So number one, lack of commitment, a good old fashioned lack of commitment.
Yeah.
That sounds like a male issue. What do you think?
I was going to say, yeah.
What are you getting at over here?
I wanted to rush things in our relationship when we were younger.
Oh, you wanted to get married?
I wanted to get married when we were about 18, and we moved in together when we were 18. But you were still partying and having a good time. We didn't get married till we were 25, I think.
I was not husband material.
No, I'm glad it worked out that way.
So reason two, infidelity. That happens to a lot of people. And I'm not going to sit here and bash anyone that's had this happen to them or have done it and they're working through it or whatever, but it is a very common reason. We have never dealt with this in our relationship.
No.
Because I don't have a lack of commitment. So maybe one runs into two. I don't know. Number three is too much conflict and arguing.
We have that sometimes.
Man, this one's a kind of a bogus reason to me. Like too much conflict and arguing. Like, okay, how much is too much, first of all? But who doesn't have conflict and arguing? And I think this could be the crux of why a lot of marriages fail, because I think that people watch too many damn movies and too much TV where they think that conflict and arguing aren't part of a healthy relationship. I understand there's a point where it's too much,
right? But
we've gone through periods where all we do is bicker and fight nonstop.
Yes.
But it's because one of us isn't engaged usually. It's we'll get to this in a little while, but it all kind of goes back to lack of commitment at the time. Too much conflict and arguing can also mean you're growing apart, which means you haven't been having these important, intimate conversations that we're also going to discuss.
Right.
Now, reason number 4 is marrying too young. So I saved us there, honey.
Yes, thank you.
Happy about that one. And this, I could understand this one. You're a different person when you're 18, 19 years old than you will come to be at 25, 26. I mean, massively different. We all have to go through these crazy, changes. You don't really know who you're going to be as a person until you're, I don't know, late 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
So
sometimes a lot of people don't know who they are until they're 50.
And we went to high school with couples that got married pretty young, and I know one of them is still married, but I think there were several that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Married before we even got married.
Right.
Another one, number 5, reason 5, and this is a big one I think for a lot of folks, finances. Money can cause serious problems in a relationship when it's strained.
Mm-hmm.
I say that money doesn't buy happiness. I tend to disagree. Like, it fixes a lot of problems.
I really hate when you say that.
Think about it though. Like, there are literally people in this world where you could fix every one of their problems with a little more money.
No, I disagree.
But
this is one of those things we will have to agree to disagree
It's
on.
a tough one, and we'll talk more about business development and things like that. So if this is a problem in your marriage, maybe we can help. I don't know, possibly. Reason number 6, I didn't put this in here, substance abuse. I didn't think that would even be a top 10 reason, but yeah, that will tear apart a marriage.
But what comes with substance abuse? You have financial issues, you have bickering issues.
You're right.
There's so many different things. All
Yeah.
infidelity, all of that stuff happens.
Lack of commitment for damn sure.
Absolutely.
Number 7, domestic violence, which is a tough one. Nothing to joke about. That is a serious issue. So while these reasons don't necessarily encompass every reason, they do highlight our topic today, which for us, I think we're going to focus on today in what will be a series of relationship, subject podcasts, is commitment and loyalty. So it's my opinion, like I discussed, is that at least 4 of these 7 are related to commitment, loyalty, and integrity, I think.
Right.
Integrity in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody says marriage is easy, or any relationship for that matter, but it can be. It can be. It doesn't have to be as difficult as I think some would make it.
Yeah.
So you have a differing opinion. What do you mean?
Well, I think that anything that's worth having is hard, and you have to go through hard things in order to make it, work.
Yeah, but I also feel like this, anytime there's an issue, it's a simple fix. And it's like when we realize what the issue was and we come to the realization and then we formulate a plan to fix it, it's always like, wow, I should have done that.
Well, it all boils down to problem
simple.
solving and your problem solving skills. That's what it boils down to, is how well each one of you can problem solve.
So I thought about this for a long time today as I'm kind of going through show notes and whatnot about why our relationship has worked as well as it has and for as long as it has. And I think back to a conversation we had as kids. When we first felt that spark between us, when we were just kids, I think we both caught a fleeting glimpse of what our future could look like.
Mm-hmm.
And the future that we wanted together. And we both wanted it badly.
Yeah.
And there was common ground and there was a common goal. And we made a promise to each other back then that no matter what, we wouldn't give up on each other.
Right.
I would like to think this is a conversation that every couple has at some point, but I can't assume that's the case.
Right. We don't know.
I got to assume that at some point, though, before you tie the knot and decide to spend the rest of your life with somebody, that this conversation or something like this takes place where you have shared goals. You have shared goals. They don't have to be the exact same goals, but they have to be in the same vein, I should say. Like we tend to differ on just damn near everything.
Yeah.
Except for just a few things.
Yeah.
We wanted a family.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to travel.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we want? Like, what were some things that we wanted?
Wanted to raise our kids the way that we wanted to raise our kids. Like, we have the similar core values, which is very important.
That's a good way of putting it. We do have, we share values, and that is non-negotiable. I think that if you have different values in your partner, some of the stuff just may not apply. I'm not sure if that's even really a recipe for a successful marriage. I'm sure that therapists or professionals would disagree with me, but just in my opinion, I think that that's probably the biggest one. You've got to have shared goals and shared values.
Yes.
So we still had like different side missions. Like,
right.
It's like a video game terminology. Like there's the main mission, right? Like the main goal, and then there's these little side ones. And so we have different side missions, like little things that we'd like to accomplish. Like, I don't know. I think that one day I would like to go mountain biking in Whistler.
I do not want to do that.
No desire
to
whatsoever
get on a bike
anything
ever
like
again.
something that I truly want to do. It's a passion of mine, and she has no interest whatsoever. That stuff's okay.
Right.
I'm sure you've got some stuff too that you'd like to do that I'm probably not involved in to a large extent.
Sure.
No?
No, I mean, like, I would love to be some type of dance instructor, like a Zumba instructor.
Yeah,
or
you
do
ain't going to
something.
find me in dance class. Like, that's fine.
There's some random stuff that I'd like to do. I, want to learn how to play drums, and I want to do, Matt, you do not want me to learn how to play drums,
Man,
but
if I ever
want to.
said that is a hard line in the sand. I grew up with, my brother's a drummer, and I ain't doing it.
Okay, but these are things that I want to do. And
I ain't doing it, man.
So we have different goals, like different smaller things that we want to do that we don't have to do together, and that's okay.
But we promised we'd never give up on us.
Nope.
We'd never give up on one another. We would always put the relationship first, even above our kids.
Right.
And I think this is something that a lot of people do agree with, but that there's some, I think, a smaller minority where they've never really considered what the relationship would be like without kids.
Right.
We were together so long without kids.
It was hard to have kids.
That was like,
it was a
tough.
huge adjustment for us.
Big time, because we were just each other. We were just Matt and Paige for so long. Now we introduce these little humans that just need you all the time, and they take your time. And it was an adjustment for us to learn what a family looked like.
Yeah,
and how not to lose each other in that. And I think that was the key for us, was that we said long ago that before we even had kids that we still got to come first, and we still feel that way. We love our children. Like we're parents. How could you not love your children? We don't love our kids any less than anyone else.
Yeah, but they're going to be gone one day.
Precisely.
And it's our job to teach them how to live on their own so that they can be free when it's time for them to be free. And then we can be with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be our whole lives. I don't want my children to be our entire lives.
No, if you're lucky, you get 20 years with them or so before they're all kind of off on their own, doing their own thing. And then, so you've got each other.
Yeah.
For the next, hopefully 40 years or so.
Right.
30. I don't know what my lifespan's going to look like, but for a long time, I hope.
One day.
Yeah.
You never know.
Another thing that we had always said was, we don't cheat. We don't cheat.
Nope.
That was a big one.
Yep.
I think that if you're not having that conversation early on in a relationship, have that. Have that kind of relationship. I know it's assumed, but yeah, we don't cheat. And we would always communicate as we grew and we changed.
Right.
Never leaving the other behind.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is that sometimes we're not on the same page when we're growing. I mean, I was actually talking to a friend of mine about this recently, about how sometimes you're growing at a totally different pace than I'm growing, and we don't stay in line, but we always catch up. We always catch up. We're always there for each other, and we fight through those, troubled times or whatever when we're steps behind each other.
And in order to catch up, you have to communicate.
Exactly.
That's the key to all of it, really, is just having these intimate conversations about where do you stand right now? Like sometimes I feel like you're far away and I just have a conversation. I'm like, where are you at right now? What's going on? And they're not always like the nicest conversations. I'm like, why couldn't you just tell me this? Why do I have to ask? But it's just not the way life works. We have conversations about like, where are you at right now? Is anything new in your life? Like, what's your theme right now? Like, what are you working toward?
Right.
It's a courtesy to your partner to let them know where you're at. We always promise that we'd never leave each other behind. So why I believe that most marriages fail, back to all these reasons, what it boils down to, most of the 4 of the 7, it's selfishness.
Yeah.
Like we're selfish beings at our core. Humans are. Like you have survival mechanisms built into you that have, evolved over time for reasons to keep you alive, keep you sane, keep you happy. But they can be your biggest enemy in a relationship. Relationships are about being selfless at times. You can still be you. You can still be you. Like, I don't want to get twisted. Like, Paige doesn't just live for me and I don't just live for her.
No.
We live together. But it doesn't mean that I run off and live my own life and then she lives her own life and then we just don't meet in the middle ever. I think that's a recipe for growing apart.
Right.
We have
a balance.
Not staying committed. So we want what's best for us. That's what humans do in general. And I think that probably more than ever, people think the grass is greener somewhere else.
Right.
Like the grass is greener. It's got to be greener, man. I see it on Instagram. I see it on TikTok. I see it all this, there's all this curated crap that people put out there that makes you think that your life isn't great, but man, it's damn near all the same. Like there might be someone out there with a slightly better situation than you, but it ain't all that different at the end of the day. Like I think that that's always been a big thing for us too, is that we always looked at the reality of the situation and just been real about it.
And
like,
made the best out of it.
yeah, it hasn't always been sunshine and roses for us. That's for
Nope.
damn sure. I mean, there were times where we were dead broke. Like I remember our first apartment, God, we had nothing.
Yeah.
Like old tube TV on a wicker nightstand and like the skankiest looking Christmas tree you've ever
Oh, it
seen.
was our Charlie Brown tree.
It looked like
So
Charlie Brown's
cute.
tree. It was rough, but
It was great though.
I never felt like the grass was greener anywhere else. I wanted to carve our own path, and I think we've always been on the same page about that.
Yep.
So I believe what's made us work is that our communication and our commitment to each other sets us apart from the 50% that don't make it.
Right.
I think that's been the key for us. It's the necessary conversations along the way that aren't always enjoyable, and they're not always, you don't always want to have them, but it's about being committed to each other through communication and always letting one another know where we're at.
Yes.
Even if it's conveying a need that you might feel is going to be a deal breaker for somebody, man, you've got to have these conversations with people.
Yep.
So happiness in a relationship, it's not as complicated as people think. Like, do I believe that Paige and I were somehow made for each other? Like, and we just got lucky. Like there's billions of humans in the world. Could it be that we were just kind of set up from birth to jive? I don't necessarily think that at all, really. Not even close. Like we don't share.
You fell for me at love at first sight.
No,
dear.
I did think you were really hot at first sight.
I mean, we're 14, so
You were
all.
the hottest 14-year-old walking down that hallway. I know that. I look at the differences that we have.
Oh yeah.
Like our senses of humor, like vastly different. Desires and goals, like, yeah, we have some of those on the same line. Don't get me wrong, but I have like my side missions are so much different than yours.
Right.
Like so much different. Like we fight. We disagree. And we disagree sometimes on those core value type things. Like there are some things that we just respect one another's opinion on. And I think that her opinion has value. And I would hope that you would think that my opinion has value.
Yeah, I'm the right one.
But I think it's in that mutual respect of each other's beliefs that we find that middle ground.
Yeah.
And I don't always follow my core values. Sometimes I look at your perspective and I'm like, that makes much more sense. And
I do the same
probably
thing.
the right thing to
We
do here.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the beauty of our relationship. It's that mutual respect and understanding that one another, like I trust you and I trust your opinion and you trust me and you trust my opinions.
Right. And people need to understand that Matt and I come from two completely different backgrounds.
Yeah, not even close.
Like our families are very different. So that made even an extra hurdle within certain things in our relationships. But we've learned a lot from that too. And I think that's what's made us strong.
Yeah, you come from a very close family, a big family too.
Right.
Like,
In a blended family, but my parents are divorced.
Yeah, divorced, and so there's
And they're
step families, and they're big, and they get together for a lot of stuff. And I grew up in a family that was, gosh, I don't even know how you put it. We were small. I guess it was a small family. It was me, my two brothers, my mom, and my dad.
Yeah.
And then my aunt, my grandmother, and like that's it. That was like the extent of our family.
Right.
There
You
was,
didn't
like-
have cousins. That,
I mean,
you did, but not
I
like.
do have cousins, and we weren't ever super close growing up.
Right.
We never really got together for holidays or anything like that. We'd see each other at Christmas, but that stopped when I was like 12, 13. So there are things in that alone that set us up for tons and tons of fights and arguments and things like that as I was immature and kind of growing and having to, understand that it's not all about me. It's about the family. And you taught me the importance of family. I learned that through you. I think that in turn, you learned somewhat about independence through me.
Absolutely.
And so that worked out.
Exactly.
But there was always respect there.
Right.
So kind of back to my point is that we do disagree on some of this core stuff from time to time. Our personalities are very different. She is, I think, Paige, I would describe you, you're very empathetic, you're caring, you're concerned, you are not materialistic, you are optimistic, you're patient, you're modest,
Sometimes.
and you're grounded. So me, on the other hand, I am the opposite of all that shit I just said. I am a dreamer. I'm vain. I can be selfish, materialistic, negative, impatient, and discontent. Like,
I think that's why I'm drawn toward you. You're a bad boy.
a mal-discontent. You're drawn toward mal-discontents.
Yes.
Restless, irritable, and discontent. Those are the three features that define me. So this isn't to say I'm all bad all the time, but I think that we're the perfect combination of qualities that fit.
Right.
Right. We've always described it like yin yang. Like every quality that I wish I had, you carry.
Yeah.
And every quality that you wish you had, I carry.
Yes.
And we learn from each other through that. So we're perfect opposites in a lot of ways.
And that's what balances us.
Yeah, because I have qualities that you need to make you whole. Because all those great things I said about you, sometimes you don't have the selfishness to do what's best for you because you're so selfless.
Yes.
And I taught you how to be selfish. In some ways, there's a time and a place for that.
Right.
Confidence, lacking confidence. I taught you how to stick your middle finger up to the world and say, F them all. Let's just walk our own path.
Thank you, dear.
So, I mean, it's...
That's very freeing, by the way.
It is. It really is. Yeah. So it's almost like I helped show you that you don't have to let the world run over you.
Right.
And you helped show me really how to be a decent human being. I think that's like the crux of it.
Whatever.
So I'm your rock because I show you how to make up for your shortcomings, and you do the same for me.
Yes.
And that's one aspect of why I think we work. And the other one, like I mentioned earlier, is because I just think we communicate really well. And we always have.
Yeah.
It's not always, when I say well, I just mean often. I don't necessarily mean the healthiest way.
No.
I just mean that we communicate often.
We really do. Like, we're always open and talking with each other.
Yeah. Like nightly, we have conversations. And not just like little, like, how was your day type conversations.
No,
like
they're pretty passionate.
Like we're having like deep conversations like about where you're at and how you feel about something, and like how are you growing and how are you changing, and like what's your perspective look like. And I mean, it's been that way since we were kids.
Right.
Ever since we were kids, it's been that way.
Yeah.
And that was part of our promise that we made, is that we would not give up. No matter what happened in the world or what the world did, we'd be there for each other. So I would be your person and you would be mine. That was a promise we made.
Yeah.
So we openly and honestly communicate when the other is slipping and voice our needs. This is part of intimacy. And I think that people mistake intimacy for just sexual intimacy.
Yes.
When in fact, that's a much smaller component of what I think intimacy means in a successful relationship.
Right.
And it's communicating your needs honestly, openly, and without judgment.
Yes.
So there are times when you need something from me. Like, I'm not being present in your life. I'm not being supportive of you. I'm not giving you the attention that you need to feel like you belong and that you're on the right path. And you'll voice that to me.
Right.
And, you know, they say that the truth will set you free, but at first it will piss you off. And this is almost always the case with us, is that when I hear this, what I'd like to hear is that I'm not good enough. I'm not doing what I need. But when I swallow my pride and I can let the ego go back down to where it needs to go, what I hear is I'm not living up to the promises that I made. I'm not living up to the promises that I made to be there for you and to be committed.
Yeah.
That's all you have on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could really go on this, but I feel like I want to talk about other things as well. That could be a whole episode on its own.
So it's the communication, like I said, it's not always pretty, but we make sure that we're heard and we adjust for the better of the relationship, not just ourselves, but for the relationship in order for it to work. So I think that's why a lot of relationships fail, is there's a lack of effort to progress the couple rather than progressing the individual. And I don't know, call this a socialist idea. I don't know, but it sounds sort of like it as I'm saying it out loud. But I think that I do things and you do things for the betterment of the family and the relationship as a whole, for what's best for both of us.
Yeah.
As opposed to what's just best for you in that moment.
Right. But I think there's a balance there too.
There
you can
is.
still do things on your own.
There's not a clear line here. Nothing is black and white in the world.
Nope.
Very few things, I should say. Not all. I don't like absolutes, but very few things are black and white. And this is not one of them. This is a very gray area too. There are times when you should be selfish, when you do need to be selfish for yourself. There are other times when you make decisions for the betterment of the couple. And I guess just a feel thing, you have to know what those look like. And, you know, there are turning points in a relationship. But But it'll last as you make these tough choices and sometimes set aside personal desires for the betterment of the couple. It doesn't mean you stop dreaming or you quit everything you love just because your partner doesn't like something. It means you make time for what they want and understand if they're not ready to make a leap, it's okay. It means making compromises.
Yes, there's the word.
Compromises. A relationship's a series of compromises.
Yep.
And it boils down to being honest with each other and completely honest and showing yourself to your partner 100% vulnerable. Like, I have no secrets. I don't have a single secret.
Right.
I hope you don't.
No, I
would like to
don't. I
think
tell you
don't.
everything. Anything that you can, even if you don't care, I'll talk to you and you're just like, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm still telling you.
Yeah. If there's ever been anything that you truly desired, I think you know that you can communicate that to me without any judgment.
Right.
It may not be the easiest conversation at first, but you know it's going to end well. And the same for me. So we lean into these difficult situations and these tough conversations because they will become the pillars of trust and understanding and vulnerability that your future success in a relationship will be based on. So take it from people who've been happy in the worst of life's moments.
Yeah.
What we're talking about works. Neither of us have an educational background in psychology or psychiatry or therapy or what makes a marriage work, but I can tell you this stuff works.
I mean, we have experience, and that
Experience
means a lot.
is where I'm at, and hey, we've done it, right?
Yeah.
Some people got a piece of paper on the wall, but we've actually done this stuff.
Right.
So if you want a best friend and you want a true partner, start being vulnerable. I don't know a lot of people who are still dating, but I do know some, and this is something I find with almost every one of them for reasons that they have trouble in their relationships is because they're not vulnerable. People put on a face, and I guess they think that that's what the other wants to see, or maybe that's what they want to see in themselves. I don't know, but when they're both doing it, they grow apart. And infidelity and all these other things, lack of commitment, that stuff ensues because of it. It's, it's tough to start being open, but you have to start being open and honest and giving that person the opportunity to trust. And you have to give them, the opportunity to do that.
Right.
And kind of vice versa, both trust each other.
Yeah.
And buy into your partner. So at some point we make a decision. We decide to be our partner's hero. It's not always convenient, but if you both promise to be each other's hero, you'll find life is much simpler and fulfilling with a true partner in crime, which is what I think that we are.
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde, baby.
Tony and Carmela.
I don't know. You weren't yet. Well, I don't know. You're so good though. Like, you couldn't ever be a Bonnie. Like, you would be telling me to put the gun down.
Maybe, but then you would probably talk me into doing it somehow because you've always been a big peer pressure of mine.
I'm good at that.
Yes, you are.
So we've got a few tips here. So why don't you start these?
Okay, so we're just going to talk about how.
Let's go through 5 of these.
All right. So the first one is basically what we've touched on a lot, and that is to set aside time to be intimate. And that doesn't necessarily mean sexual, like Matt said earlier.
There's time for that too, though. And that does have a place.
Yeah.
But this is not what we're talking about.
No, it can lead to that. I mean, come on now.
You often do. These conversations do. So more reason to have them.
So yeah, we have these deep conversations. I mean, we have a good conversation probably every day. Like, we're actually talking about something on a deep level.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So you just have to be open and honest with each other on how you feel. And this is another thing. If you feel like your partner needs to step up, maybe they need to help a little bit, it's okay to say that. It's okay to ask for help. None of us are mind readers. I see this a lot with some couples where, and I did it for a long time, I wouldn't ask Matt for help because I thought that he should know to do it. Take the trash out. You should know to take the trash out. It's full. Do the dishes right there. The sink is empty. I'm not feeling well. Do it.
Yeah, and you would send me like these mixed signals.
Yeah.
And that's where you screwed up because I can barely understand direct signals, much less the mixed ones.
No.
Just be direct with me and like, my bad. I didn't realize it. You got it.
He just didn't understand. But if I got to a point where I would communicate with him better and ask him to do things, and now it's more at a point where he does things on his own without me having to ask.
Because those conversations took place.
Because the conversations took place.
But
exactly.
they have to take place.
They have
You can't rip someone's ass for something that they have no clue
exactly.
about.
And we will build and build and build and explode, and then it causes a whole problem. So just be open and honest with each other and ask.
Like I used to never do dishes. Like that was the thing. I just didn't touch the dishes.
Nope.
Like, I was like, oh, she's got it. Seems fine. She'd be really irritable. I'm like, is there a problem? She'd be, you could help around here. Okay, let's have that conversation. What's going on? You're stressed out. I got all this. I got this. I got that going on. The kids, blah, blah, blah. I need help. All right, you got it. Last night, like 10 o'clock, I was laying in bed thinking like there's a huge mess in the kitchen. I mean, huge. Like we had Thanksgiving.
It was bad.
It was really bad. And it was like 10 o'clock at night. She's sick. And I'm like, it'd be great for her. I bet if she woke up and the kitchen was just spotless. So I turned on some YouTube videos and I was sitting there watching them. I just cleaned dishes for like an hour.
And I noticed it in the morning and I said, thank you.
Yeah, it's super simple, but the conversation took place long ago that set the stage for this.
Yes.
Like, you can't just show up like with a puppy and expect this thing to know what to do all the time. You got to train it, right? Or guys are dumb. You got to train us. So train us better. It's your job as a trainer. The next one, what do you got? You want me to take this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, number 2, show interest in their interests. Show interest in their interests. This one for us has always been something that I think you're living this finally. I think you always knew you should do this. But there were times where we had totally different lives in a lot of ways. Like I was really into fitness and CrossFit and exercise at one point, and you would take the time to kind of understand, but there was early on, like not so much. You're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. But as time went on, we had more intimate conversations about what I felt I needed from you in that regard. And you started to show interest in these things.
Well, I was interested in what you were doing. I just didn't want to do it. That's what I mean by this, showing interest. Like I'll watch football with you. I was interested in some music anytime there's something new, I'm always there by your side, being interested in what you're doing. In the CrossFit, I went up there and I did a few things.
Yeah, you did.
It didn't mean that I was going to hop in and just do it with you. Just like we were saying earlier with you riding your bike and going to wherever you wanted to go.
Whistler, man.
Yeah. Okay. I've ridden a bike with you too. Remember what happened?
Oh,
I flew off the end of the handlebars
into the creek.
Really, I could have killed myself. Yeah. So I've always set foot into your interests. It doesn't mean that I stayed there, but I still act like I care.
Yeah. And I think so for you, like with anxiety and when it comes to your personal growth, this is something where I really jumped in and took an interest too. An interest in what you were doing. A lot of the stuff I had figured out before, but you were showing interest in it. And I was disinterested at first, but then because you were so passionate about it, I felt like this is a time, I need to be looking at this too. This means a lot to her. I need to get involved to a degree, right? So like some examples, maybe read the same personal growth book together.
Mm-hmm. We read like the David Goggins book around the same time.
Yeah. Watch a series together, watch a show together, cook together, work in the yard together, help each other, take the trash out, like help with the kids, be involved in your partner's life, whatever they've got going on. If you've got a spouse and they play golf, just read about Augusta National for a day and talk about it for a couple minutes. It would go a long way. It would go a long way. And in turn, let them know that you need them to understand that as you're going through some kind of personal growth or something like that, you would appreciate them taking interest in whatever it is that you're working on. Mm-hmm. That's how you stay involved in each other's lives.
Yep.
So it's 3.
All right. So it's not like 50-50 when you're working together in a relationship. It means when people say 50-50, because it makes up 100. No,
50-50.
I knew you were going to do that.
It's from The Terminal.
It's a great movie. We do 100%. Like I have to give my 100% and he gives his 100%. We do the best that we can to make our relationship, work. So if one person's down and the other one needs to pick up the extra slack, they need to lift their spouse up and they have to take on that extra percentage.
We go back and forth with this a lot.
Yeah.
Like there will be times where I'm going through stuff. It's really difficult for me. I'm not up. I'm not positive. And she picks me up and she picks up the slack for everything. Mm-hmm. And then there are times where she's going through it too. And we have these conversations where it's like, we'll be in the bathroom, getting out of the shower. She'll be getting out of the bathtub or something like that. And it's like, well, I guess I'm carrying this week, We'll have these like funny conversations about it, but there is purpose in that, is that we each give 100% at all times. Mm-hmm. There are times when my 100% is not going to be adequate. and she understands that I'm doing my best, and
Right.
she's going to carry us.
Yeah.
And vice versa. There'll be times where you're down, man, I'll pick us up. I'll be the motivator for the kids. I'll help get them ready, and I'll be there. I'll be the rock.
Yeah.
We take turns being that person. There are times though where we're both 100%, and it's the best.
Yeah.
It's killer. If we could ever just like figure out how to line that up all the time,
Oh yeah.
we'd be set.
It's
man.
not ever going to happen.
I don't think life works that way.
No.
It happens though.
Yeah,
and
occasionally.
It's great when it does. But okay, so another one. Hang on, I gotta take a drink here. Excuse us. I put this on here, and this is about loyalty, and this is for the guys out there. Treat your spouse like your favorite sports team. I know guys that support the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry if you're not a Cowboys fan. This is just my home team. So plug in X team, whatever it may be, right? Plug in your team here. There are people who support that team no matter what they do. There's loyalty, perseverance, and this blind allegiance. I mean, treat your spouse like that. Treat your partner like that. Why don't people take that same energy that you give to these figments and give it to you, the most important thing in your life? You know,
Even if they're disappointing you all the time, like the Cowboys, I mean, you're still so loyal to them. So if your spouse is not like that,
I'm done buying in though. So, like we've had these conversations, and I think this is said often. This isn't just some crap that we say. Like this actually happens. What I'm saying, I will say to her, "I've got your back right now. I've got your back no matter what."
Yep.
And you will say the same to me. Mm-hmm. Like we've said the words, "It's you and me till the wheels fall off."
Yep.
Always said that to each other.
Yeah.
Have that conversation. Have that conversation. You'll be shocked at the response you get when you give that kind of allegiance to somebody that's actually going to give something back to you, unlike a sports team.
Yeah.
So take that same energy you give to your favorite sports team, give it to your spouse, make these conversations happen, and get on the same page together. All right, last one.
You go for that.
Okay, so actually this isn't necessarily a point. So I guess we've got 4 points. This is more of a kind of a thought, right? A thought to carry as we end here. So it's possible that you've had these types of conversations and you didn't get the response you're looking for. It's possible. There could be someone listening who's like, man, I've tried all this stuff. Like my spouse doesn't care. Okay, well, let's find out why. What's causing the rift? Do you both want it to work? If you do, find a spark that ignites your relationship. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Yep.
So I believe that relationships, they do carry a lot of the same issues. It's just about diagnosing them to figure out which one it is. Are you growing apart because you're too involved somewhere else? Should you give up a little piece of yourself, maybe just a little bit, to give back to the relationship to make that work because you didn't make a promise there? What is causing the rift, and how do you ignite it? There's a million ways to do that. Intimate conversations, we've talked about that. Pick up a hobby together. We've talked about various ways. Paige and I see a therapist, I think at most a couple times a month, but there was a time where it was like weekly. I think now it's down to basically once a month, but you don't go to a therapist when things are broken. It's like changing the oil in your car. You do that so you don't have breakdowns, right? So I would suggest therapy to anybody.
Right.
And Taylor Counseling Group is an excellent source. Check them out. I will leave a link in the show notes at the bottom of this. That's who we've used. But it's an excellent time to process things that are going on. Therapy is a great tool. Find out what's going on. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Therapy shouldn't carry the stigma that it did at one time where it's like, oh no, they're in therapy. No, it should be like applauded. Like, man, they're in therapy. It's great. Like they care enough about the relationship.
Everybody.
Yeah. It's an investing in your relationship, the most important thing in your freaking life. So that's what we've got. Do you have anything else to add here?
No. I did want to say that it isn't about who's winning and who's losing. It's never look at it that way.
That's
and
a
I
good
think that a
one.
lot of people look at their relationship and they're like, oh, their ego gets in the way and they're thinking, I need to win this, or it's not about that. You both need to be winning.
Yeah. Sometimes a battle won is a battle lost.
Yes.
All right. I think we need to get you to bed, Miss COVID. Get you some hot tea, put you down.
Thanks,
Oh,
babe.
goodness. All right. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, leave us a review. The reviews help other people in need of this program find it easier. It moves us up the rankings. Share it with like-minded friends or family or anyone else you think may benefit from it. Check us out on social media on Instagram at TWFO, TWFO_couple, Facebook at TWFO couple, and let us know what you're working toward. We've also got a blog at www.twofocouple.com where you will find inspirational and entertaining content. We thank you for being here with us. Look forward to helping you unlock the greatness inside of you. Until next time, I'm Matt,
And I'm Paige.
and we'll see you.